We're getting off the freeway now. This will change things, yes. Yeah, they'll be able to do a pit maneuver if the vehicle slows. You'll see that when she hits the brakes, it's going to be very difficult to control. And if the vehicle goes around a turn without too much speed, then they'll hit the rear portion of it and try and get it to flip around. So that will be the strategy, I would think, from here on out. Now, the suspect is not going to stop. We're at El Toro Road off the 405 freeway southbound, and it looks like if they try to make a right turn, it wouldn't surprise me if that patrol car comes up alongside that vehicle as it makes the turn. See, going straight ahead, you can't do the pit maneuver. You need the vehicle to start to make a turn, and then you hit the opposite end, rear end of the vehicle, and it flips around. And also, when you on a rim like that, it's very difficult to accelerate. It just doesn't take off. So once you're at a standstill, it's hard to get the vehicle going once again. It takes a lot more power. The fact that that rim isn't really starting to wobble and come off is somewhat amazing. You see as they try to hit the brakes there, okay, and this would be interesting. Open up a little bit. We'll see what CHP does here. It's still no movement from the driver. We believe that's a woman. The two CHP cars are right behind, and we've seen no other movement in there. I have a feeling, though, if the vehicle does make a turn, they'll try the pit maneuver. Yeah, it looks like the vehicle is going to try and stop here at this red light. So at least we're seeing some composure and not just running through a red light. We've seen a lot of that in the past when vehicles are trying to get away from officers. Go in tight, would you? We can move a little bit, try and get that pole out of the way. You see that rim, boy, it's held up extremely well considering there's absolutely no tire on it at this point in time. And we'll try and glance in here. We're on Paseo de Valencia at Via Estrada in the Laguna Hills area. You see how that spins? So it looks like it's a front-wheel drive vehicle, and you can see it spin and start to get going. You see some smoke coming off of it now. It wouldn't surprise me if it won't be long before it collapses or starts to disintegrate. But it also would surprise me if CHP doesn't try a pit maneuver as soon as the vehicle makes a turn. They don't like to put their patrol cars in front of a vehicle to stop it because they don't want to put themselves in danger. You have to understand, they don't know if this individual's armed. They don't know for sure if there's not somebody in the back of the vehicle, and they don't want to be rammed by that car. Procedure may be to open fire on somebody who drives a vehicle right at them. So they're trying to avoid that. They're probably not going to get in front of it. We're not seeing a real danger to the public right now as we travel on Paseo de Valencia. It's not in a residential it's in a residential area, but it's not on the residential streets, if you will, where there's homes on this side of the street. So we don't see, a lot of pedestrians out on the roadway, no kids or anything like that. But certainly a tense situation as they try and get this over with. Okay. All right. Oh, lucky there. Yeah. Oh, he's going to stop this. Look at him. He looks like he's trying to get in position to pit. All right. Yeah, absolutely. It hits the brakes and it just skids, right? Just skids right on the asphalt. We're on Alicia Parkway now, southbound, traveling towards the Laguna Hills area, or in Laguna Hills, traveling towards the shoreline almost. And we did see a moment ago when the vehicle made a turn, it hit the brakes, could barely stop at the intersection. It was a red light, and then moved out into traffic and was fortunate it didn't get hit by another vehicle. There's a semi through there that was able to stop and slow down, but the suspect did get desperate and pull into traffic at a red light. But you're right, every time the suspect hits the brakes, it really takes a while to slow this vehicle because it just slides on that rim. It's a Ford Focus. I believe it's a front drive vehicle because you would see when she stops and then hits the gas, the rim really starts to spin. You can also see that tight look there. It's really starting to rattle. More and more of it is going to come apart, and at some point it's just going to disintegrate, and then this will be over. We also noticed CHP got right up behind her when she made that turn, so I think they're looking for an opportunity to do the pit here on Alicia Parkway. If she would turn off of it, it would be a great place because you got a center divider. You don't have a lot of oncoming traffic. That's the type of thing they look for. They have a center median in between the opposite direction lanes of traffic. So we'll follow it and we'll see what happens. We did see one almost collision. It looked like maybe just grazed another vehicle. But besides that, we haven't seen any other damage or an accident as we followed this pursuit. And fortunately, the speeds are way down from that well over 100 miles an hour we saw on the freeway. Yeah, that rim can't last too much longer, and once they're up to speed, it appears they can keep the speed. There's more and more, there you see, hit the brakes, and when a red light comes, yeah, look at that. They hit the brakes but can barely stop for the intersection. So from what I've seen over the last 15 minutes, 10 minutes or so, once the vehicle got off the freeway, the real danger here is that this suspect, once they get going, they don't have much control of the vehicle as far as stopping it. It just slides on that left front rim. And that has almost twice now led them to go into an intersection across the red light. This time they were able to stop. You see the patrol car right behind them, push in on that rim. The more turns the suspect makes, the more pressure there is going to be on that rim. So going straight isn't too bad. But watch what's going to happen here in a moment. When this light turns green, you're going to see that rim just spin, and it will take some time before it actually gets up to speed. So at this point, it's hard to say exactly what CHP's strategy is. We're on Alicia Parkway southbound. There isn't a lot of traffic. They may have a unit up ahead, maybe deploying another spike strip to see if they can get a few more tires and disable this vehicle more, and maybe trying to look for an opportunity to do that pit maneuver, get it spun out, and then get this person into custody. There you go. Push into it. $25 minutes. I'm sorry, Brandy, if you asked me a question, they were talking to me in the other ear. Yeah, they need certain conditions for that pit maneuver. Like right now, they're not going to do a pit maneuver, more than likely, because the vehicle's traveling at a straight line. They like to get the vehicle making a turn, and then once it's in that turn, they can hit it from the side, and they'll get the vehicle to spin out. It's kind of hard to do that. Oh, boy, here we go. stopping, turning into oncoming lanes. They may block it. Here's a pit maneuver. A pit maneuver is when you hit it and you spin it and you take the other car and you trap it. Officers are out. Now, this is a dicey situation. We have to be careful here. We don't know if that suspect is armed. Obviously, it looks like CHP is moving in. 3 officers have surrounded the vehicle. They have their hands on their weapons just in case. They want to get this person out of that vehicle. They want to clear it. They want to make sure there's nobody else inside. They have enough patrol cars here to block traffic so they don't have to worry about being in the way of traffic. We're on Alicia Parkway at Highland Avenue. At least the southbound side of Alicia Parkway is going to be shut down. And it looks like now the suspect is unwilling to roll down the windows and allow officers to take her into custody. We'll try and get to the other side if we can and get an idea what's going on. But at this point, it appears that she's refusing to come out of the vehicle. If it is a female, we've been told it was, we'll have to wait and see for certain. But the pursuit, as far as the danger to the community for the most part here, is over. And it looks like they may smash that window in and then try and get inside the vehicle that way. Smashing the passenger side window, at least they won't hurt the driver. Although that's not turning out to be all that easy as they tried to smash that. I think you might need a bigger hammer there, if you will, because that did not smash open easily. There you go. He's going to smash it good now. And then they can just reach in and unlock the doors and take this individual into custody. And there you go. Looks like they did that. They'll unlock the door. The other officer will open up the door and take her into custody. It does appear from the demeanor of the officers they don't believe she's armed. They're not. It doesn't look like they've been able to look in there and see any type of weapon. And at this point, we'll have to see if she continues to battle with police as they try and take her into custody. But at least no one was hurt. We had that one little grazing we showed you on the freeway where the vehicle turned very quickly to the right, sort of clipped the bumper of another car. But it didn't turn into be an accident, so we don't believe anyone was hurt. And now it looks like CHP has cleared the vehicle. Looks like Ventura County Sheriff is assisting them now. They've cleared the vehicle, and they've taken her into custody. Yeah, absolutely. I said wrong. That's Orange County Sheriff's deputies that are assisting them. Yeah, I said Ventura. So it's Orange County that's assisting CHP now. So they'll probably take over on this since it's on one of their surface streets. It's in their jurisdiction. No one else inside the vehicle. She is down. She's in custody now. They'll have a female deputy that will come and frisk her once they have her cuffed and read her rights and then get her some medical attention if need be. But, fortunately, no one was hurt. We followed so many of these things where innocent people were hurt or killed. In this situation, it was definitely dangerous at times. There's no question about that. But at least at this point, it's over and it's no longer a threat. Yeah, she's obviously resisting. Yeah, she's obviously resisting, and they're obviously trying to be as careful as they can. I mean, you can tell from trying to deal with someone who is. It does appear to me to be a woman, someone who is resisting. They need to definitely get the female officer to frisk her. They want to make sure that she doesn't have a weapon on her. They'll use a female to do that because the suspect is female. And then they just have to try and make sure and keep her as calm as possible. They'll get her into a patrol car, and this will all be over soon. Certainly there was the risk that someone could have been hurt, but we don't believe anyone was. Open up wide. Open up wide. Just want to show where it's at. Right on. I think it's in Laguna Hills, to be honest with you. Alicia Parkway, south of the 5. I think we're in the Laguna Hills area. Let's push back in, and we'll take one more final tight look. They do have her in custody. It appears that she's not resisting them any longer. They have a patrol car. But if you travel Alicia Parkway, it's Alicia Parkway southbound at Highland Avenue that's shut down. She was southbound, excuse me, northbound. She was southbound and she turned into the northbound lanes. And so all the activity is on Alicia Parkway headed northbound, so out of Laguna Hills. And that could be shut down for a while. The southbound lanes are open. You're welcome. We need to go. Probably Orange County, I guess. There's a what? B-roll. So we got to go to San Bernardino. We probably ought to go to Orange County to get fuel. Well, I don't think of any place else in between here and there. I just want to try and make Ontario. Yeah, we're clear. Let's go.